watch and burn.
What the fuck am I going to talk about? Hey everyone, so tonight I want to discuss the collection of music videos that Warp Records had released through a collection known as Warp Vision, the videos 1989 to I believe 2004. Now this is not just a DVD, this is a DVD CD set that Warp released back in '04 that I happened to stumble upon at the Oshawa Center HMV, if memory serves. And you have to understand, that's a pretty substantial thing. I'd gotten into Warp Records a few years before that, and finding Warp Records releases like locally wasn't exactly the easiest thing for somebody to do. I managed to track down Squarepusher's Ultra Visitor, Boards of Canada's Geo Gotti, Music Has the Right to Children, and the Aphex Twins, I think I got Drux in Oshawa as well. But then, as far as everything else from the very large Warp Records discography, it's not the easiest stuff to track down in these parts. So when I came across a collection of music videos that like looked absolutely rad and it had that total Warp Records look and that Designers Republic feel, I jumped at it because again, you don't find these things very often. And I didn't even notice when I purchased it that there was the mix CD included as well that would essentially use elements from all of the songs that had the accompanying videos on the DVD. They were remixed and sort of like a mixtape, I suppose, of all the tracks that were on the DVD. And I was completely blown away by this too, because HMV actually had it for a half decent price. I think it was like 25 bucks or something, which is unheard of for HMV because they were fucking thieves. But yeah, I mean, everything was on here. I mean, you had videos from LFO, Autechre, Clark, Aphex Twin, of course, like Aphex Twin's Come to Daddy. Window Licker was on here, like the full uncensored Window Licker with the 5 minutes of swearing at the beginning. And I mean, Plaid's video for Itsu. Now, Itsu, unfortunately, was never released on its own. Itsu was part of the Dial P, which was like a 45-minute continuous mix that Plaid had released, and Itsu was just sort of worked in there somehow. And I discovered Itsu for the first time through this collection of videos. And well, wait, hang on. Would Itsu be my favorite video on here? Yes, actually, I think it was, because of course the Aphex Twin videos were so out there, and the Come to Daddy, and as far as, of course, Window Licker's complete obscenity was concerned, the Aphex Twin sort of always gets the attention in the controversial department. But Plaid's video for Itsu, suggesting that we stop eating pigs and we start eating people in order to adapt and make the world a better place for both animals and people by wiping out some of the scuzzier elements of us while learning to live with pigs, and pigs could become sort of the new dog and whatnot. I thought that was really clever as well. Pigs could become the ultimate pet while we chow down on our fellow humans. I mean, now the idea of cannibalism has never really appealed to me because, fuck, I barely eat meat anymore. Earlier today, I had fast food for the first time since October 3rd, and today was, yesterday, sorry, was May 6th. So that's a big deal. I had Wendy's. So the video for Itsu was awesome. I love how it's done sort of like a corporate graph and how it sort of has this corporate vibe. But I also loved how glitchy, how appropriately Warp Records the menu was. Everything's like a pop and a glitch and a flick and everything. Again, it's very Designers Republic. And then the fact that they tossed in like a mix CD too for under $30 is insane. And the mix CD is incredibly fun as well. And the two packaged together, I mean, I still have them. Like now, I still watch this regularly. And even though the earlier stuff, like the earlier Autechre and the LFO, those early days of Warp Records aren't really for me. For me, Warp Records took off with like, you know, the RDJ record Forward, with the, like with what Clark would later do. And so the earlier videos are clearly dated, but then once we start to get into the more Cunningham, Aphex videos, that's the Warp that we all know and love, and that does seem to be the lion's share of this. The fuck was that? Okay, whenever I'm outside doing these fucking things, there's always like, I always hear like disembodied voices. I'm up at the fucking Food Basics, and I can assure you that I am alone. There is nobody here. But it's like fucking 2:30 in the morning. This plaza is deserted, but I keep hearing people. It's probably just my paranoia because I have my back turned and my attention is clearly looking up and my neck is starting to hurt. But there it is again. But anyways, yes, this collection is amazing. And now that I'm kind of uncomfortable, I'm going to cut it off here. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for almost 6 minutes while I discussed Warp Vision, the videos, 1989 to 2004, released from Warp Records back in 2004. Like always, if you like this review, or if you agree with me that maybe there are voices disembodied around us, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. But if there's no such thing as disembodied voices, that just means I'm losing my mind, and therefore you should definitely do something nice for somebody just in case I am losing my mind. But please, most importantly, don't forget that the world is a better place because you are in it. And thank you so much for letting me waste a few minutes of your life. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.